The year is 1893. America stands on the precipice of a new century. A beacon of progress shines from the shores of Lake Michigan. Newspapers shout, Chicago, a city reborn from the ashes, throws open its arms to the world. The world's Columbian Exposition anticipation grows. As millions flock to the dazzling spectacle, eager to witness the wonders of the Gilded Age. But beneath the shimmering facade of progress and innovation, a darkness festers. A chill wind blows through the hallowed halls of the White City, carrying with it the whispers of unspeakable horrors. For in the shadow of this architectural marvel, a monster stalks his prey. His name, Herman Webster Mudgett. But the world would come to know him by a far more sinister moniker, H.H. Holmes. The World's Fair, a testament to human ingenuity, becomes a hunting ground for a predator. Holmes, a cunning and charismatic doctor, uses the allure of the fair to lure unsuspecting victims to their doom. His lair? A grotesque monument to depravity disguised as a respectable hotel, the Murder Castle. The air itself seems to crackle with a sinister energy. The laughter of children mingles with the screams of the doomed, their cries lost in the cacophony of the city. This is the story of H.H. Holmes and his House of Horrors. Herman Webster Mudgett. Born in New Hampshire in 1861, his beginnings were unremarkable, yet, even in his youth, whispers of strange behavior followed him. Tales of a fascination with death, a morbid curiosity that set him apart from his peers. He was a bright student, drawn to the sciences, particularly medicine. This interest soon morphed into a macabre obsession with anatomy and the intricacies of the human body. His thirst for knowledge knew no bounds, ethical or otherwise. He was known to rob graves, procuring corpses for his gruesome experiments. Driven by ambition and a chilling lack of empathy, Mudgett embarked on a path that would lead him down a dark and twisted rabbit hole. He shed his given name like a snake sheds its skin, adopting the alias H.H. Holmes, a name that would become synonymous with terror. In 1886, Holmes arrived in Chicago, a city teeming with opportunity and anonymity. It was here, amidst the burgeoning metropolis, that he would construct his most horrifying masterpiece. He purchased a lot on the corner of 63rd Street and Wallace Avenue, a seemingly ordinary plot of land that would soon become a killing field. Under the guise of a charming entrepreneur, Holmes oversaw the construction of a 3-story building. To the outside world, it was the World's Fair Hotel, a grand establishment offering comfortable lodging for visitors to the nearby exposition. But beneath this veneer of normalcy lay a labyrinth of secret passages, hidden rooms, and deadly traps, a true house of horrors. The blueprints themselves seemed to whisper of madness. Staircases leading to nowhere, doors opening into brick walls, and soundproof chambers, their purpose all too clear. Holmes, the architect of this nightmare, moved through the halls with an unsettling familiarity, a predator surveying his meticulously designed hunting ground. The World's Fair Hotel was a macabre reflection of its creator. On the surface, it exuded charm and sophistication, a place of elegance and refinement. The first floor housed a respectable drugstore and various shops catering to the needs of the hotel guests and the local community. Above, the second and third floors held a warren of over 100 rooms, each more bizarre than the last. Some were outfitted with gas jets controlled from Holmes's own bedroom, allowing him to asphyxiate his guests at will. Others were lined with asbestos and steel plates, transforming them into suffocating ovens. Hidden behind deceptively ordinary walls were chutes and secret passages. These led to the basement, a ghastly workshop of death. Here, Holmes had outfitted his macabre domain with surgical tables, a stretching rack, and a crematory, tools for torture and disposal. This was the Devil's Dance Floor, a place where Holmes, fueled by his perverse desires, orchestrated his grisly symphony of death. The pharmacist's fatal prescriptions. Holmes possessed a chilling charisma that drew people to him, a magnetism he used to his deadly advantage. He targeted young, unaccompanied women, often in vulnerable positions, with promises of employment and lodging at his hotel. Many of them were lured by the prospect of work at the World's Fair, their hopes and dreams twisted into a macabre spectacle. Among his most infamous victims were Julia Smythe, a young single mother who caught Holmes's eye, and Emmeline Sigrand, a woman he promised marriage to before taking her life. Then there was Minnie Williams, an aspiring actress who arrived in Chicago with dreams of stardom, only to meet a gruesome end within the walls of the murder castle. Their stories, along with countless others, remain a chilling testament to Holmes's depravity. Holmes, the pharmacist, as he was known by some, was a master manipulator and a skilled poisoner. He used his knowledge of chemicals and anatomy to dispatch his victims, often slowly and painfully. Their deaths were merely another experiment to him, a chance to indulge his darkest urges. Whispers in the walls. As the World's Fair drew to a close, so too did Holmes's reign of terror in Chicago. Financial troubles and mounting suspicion forced him to flee the city, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a building steeped in dread. The murder castle, once a beacon of false hope, stood empty, its silent halls echoing with the whispers of its victims. Even after Holmes's capture and confession, the true extent of his crimes remained a mystery. The number of his victims is still debated, with estimates ranging from 20 to over 200. The murder castle itself became a source of morbid fascination, drawing curious onlookers and ghost hunters alike. The Lady in the Vault. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the murder castle involved the discovery of a large vault in the basement. Inside, investigators found the skeletal remains of a young woman, her body contorted in a silent scream. Speculation ran rampant about her identity and the circumstances surrounding her death. Some theorized she was one of Holmes's final victims, a desperate soul who met a terrifying end within the confines of the vault. Others believed she may have been a curious onlooker, venturing into the depths of the murder castle only to become trapped and perish. The true identity of the Lady in the Vault remains an enigma, adding to the macabre allure of the murder castle. A legacy of terror. In 1896, H.H. Holmes was hanged for his crimes, his death a spectacle that drew thousands. But the echoes of his deeds reverberated long after his demise. The murder castle, a tangible reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of society, became a source of endless fascination and horror. Though the building itself was demolished in 1895, its sinister legacy lived on. The site where it once stood became a place of pilgrimage for those drawn to the macabre and the unexplained. Even today, the legend of H.H. Holmes continues to captivate and terrify, a chilling reminder that evil can wear many faces. The Ripper's Shadow. In the annals of criminal history, few names evoke as much fear and intrigue as Jack the Ripper, the unidentified serial killer who terrorized London's Whitechapel district in 1888, has become a chilling enigma, his identity and motives shrouded in mystery. Yet across the Atlantic, another killer held sway, his methods eerily similar to those employed by the notorious Ripper. Could there be a connection between these two shadowy figures? Some believe that H.H. Holmes, with his penchant for cruelty and his knowledge of anatomy, may have been the infamous Jack the Ripper. They point to the timing of Holmes's travels and the striking similarities in the murders. Could Holmes, the master manipulator, have escaped justice in London, only to continue his reign of terror in the heart of America? The possibility, as unsettling as it is, adds another layer to the chilling narrative of H.H. Holmes. Unanswered Echoes. The story of H.H. Holmes is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most civilized societies. His crimes, a grotesque tapestry of deception, torture, and murder, continue to fascinate and horrify us over a century later. The murder castle, a physical manifestation of his twisted mind, may be gone, but its presence lingers in the annals of criminal history. Was he truly a monster born, a devil in human form, or was he a product of his time, a chilling embodiment of the dark underbelly of the Gilded Age? We may never know the full extent of H.H. Holmes's crimes, nor the true depths of his depravity. As the shadows of the murder castle fade, the echoes of H.H. Holmes's heinous acts remain. His legacy of terror serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind a charming facade. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the dark chronicles of history. Stay vigilant, and until next time, stay safe.